I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer Great One. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
I was driving. And you, by the way, you should all have a notepad. See, like a notepad. So when you have ideas, please write those down. That's how Asshole Consulting got an origin. The great ideas, because you're not stuck doing KPI reports. Like, again, I've said it before. I have a waterproof notepad in the shower my girlfriend got me because I'll get ideas. I used to just walk out of the shower because it's my fucking house, water all over the place, buck naked, write things down. The paper I'm writing on all wet, crumpled, I had to write it down because it's a good idea. And so she got me a waterproof notepad in the shower. And now I just take notes there. Bathroom, you're taking a shit, write it down. But driving, that's another one where you're not listening to anything, you're just going. And it dawned on me. I mean, I always kind of knew, but the last time I worked for one of you gray pubed baby boomer cocksuckers was 2012. I haven't had an interview with HR since 2011. That is 14 years without an interview with HR and 13 years not answering to a single one of you. And I know that pisses off you baby boomers because you're like vampires. You suck the blood and the life out of younger people. And of course, I'm being a little bit tongue in cheek, but actually not, because I know that part of the popularity system that has been instilled in all Americans, including the baby boomers, think of it no different. Just imagine you're middle schoolers with gray pubes. That's all it is. Same mentality. A lot of it is enjoying people squirm under your tyrannical thumb. There's some sick psychopathic fuckers out there. It's true. They love seeing people under them in pain. They love to cause other people pain. And to you mentally healthy, otherwise normal, sane people who like, look, I just want to work a job. Why do I have to deal with it? Why are they acting this way? There are some sick, twisted people that just, I guarantee you, like the principals or partners at law firms, the big ones and the big four and all, they love seeing you guys fight. I guarantee it's just like the Colosseum. It's just like Rome. They love seeing the Christians fed to the lions. And so I know for a fact, especially the ones who didn't make partner, right? They're the ones who limped along, bankrupting one company to the next, getting fired because even the executives like, hey, we got to make some money here. The ones that borrow, the ones that thought they were big players in the housing market back, 13 years ago. It does piss them off if you escape. It does piss them off if you don't kiss the ring. And my video, I guarantee you, is pissing off some even if I didn't work for them, it's pissing off some of these corporate cocksuckers that I have been free for 13 years, and it pisses off the HR, right? We agree they like to see people suffer and squirm. Pisses them off I haven't had to answer to your stupid ass questions in 14 years. And because I've been removed from the labor market for so long, I didn't, and now we got people getting laid off. The younger people are getting your first kind of recession. It isn't an official recession yet, but it's definitely an economic slowdown, or unemployment is creeping up. I'm inoculated against it because I'm self-employed, multiple sources of revenue. And it's been so long since I've been employed by someone else. I forgot about this worry. And then it dawned on me, I'm like, wait a minute. I've been 100% completely self-employed for 13 years. And in some way or capacity, always had self-employment subsidizing me and being able to tell you baby boomer bosses and sometimes Gen X bosses to fuck right off with your unethical, oftentimes illegal bullshit. Since I was 23, because I started teaching dance classes when I was 23. Rental income at 24. I mean, out of necessity, had to already insure against the stable employment, loyal corporate employment I was told would provide. And so if we go 23, it's 27 years. I have not relied fully or at all on corporate employment. And the amount or the lack of the amount of stress and worry I've had these past 13 years has been a godsend. Even 30, you think you get used to it and just become normal. No, every day I thank my stars. I don't have to worry about finding a job. I don't have to worry about at least my boss is stabbing me because I'm my own boss. Worrying about making bills to be paid and none of that. I haven't had to worry about that in 13 years. And you would think because I had to go through corporate America, nothing was stable. There wasn't a fucking I don't think I worked at a place. The longest I worked at a place, I think, was 2 years before I would inevitably go just live off of security guard income or self-employment income. Hang on. People are stupid. People are stupid. I didn't realize what that says about self-employment or 1099. That's why we call it the 1099 superior race, because when you're self-employed, you get a 1099 form versus corporate employment, good old reliable W-2 employment. And I didn't realize, especially now, it's only getting worse, especially now, how it's the opposite. How even going back to when I was your age, when I was a young kid and girls would have sex with me, that long ago, wow. How even that long ago, it was all a lie. W-2 employment, regular, traditional, working for an employer employment is not reliable. It is so unreliable that you working for yourself, right? You just striking out on your own. And there's risks involved with that too, right? Just because you start a company doesn't mean your revenue is going to maintain itself. It's going to stabilize. You could have a good 3 years and it all goes to pot the next. Even that, a 3-year stint, that's more reliable. You on your own is a more reliable employer of yourself than anything I've ever seen in W-2 employment. Anything. And you could say, well, Cappy, there's some bias there. You're a pretty independent-minded person. You're right, but I was damn good. I was damn good. I did things right. But based on what I've seen, I get reports from you young guys in the field. I see someone like Chad Elkins who ain't that young. I see everyone working at corporate, W-2 corpos. No one's happy. I've never heard someone, they treat me well here. Never heard that. I've never heard that of a W-2 employer. And I think it was about time, okay, the evidence is in, the facts are in, that the irony is that everything you kids were told about, you want to get a good job, get a good degree, get a good job, and be loyal, and get your master's degree. Nope, it's all a lie. It's the reverse. And the reason that's important is because it's going to inform you kids on making decisions earlier on so you don't waste your time. Classic example is an MBA. Generally, if you choose the right degree, right? Say accounting, engineering, something worthwhile, actuarial science, that is going to help you in your career. And employers say, oh boy, we need accountants, we need actuaries, we need whatever else. I'm trying to think of something that's, we need these people because they actually serve a good purpose. We're in demand. That would lead towards a good, arguably living wage salary, fresh out of college. But then it's like, well, if you want to be loyal, right? You want to get promoted. You want to within this structure, this hierarchy, within our corporate value system. Well, we need an MBA. No, you can't. You can't get promoted. Well, wait, I got 5 years experience, and nobody else knows how to run this machine but me. Why don't you just promote me and then bring it? Oh, no, you need an MBA. You need an MBA. This is assuming you even worked at that place for 3 years. Well, that's 2 more years of I got to pay for my own education at higher rates than undergrad, ultimately to find out, nah, not worth it. You didn't learn anything. And okay, maybe you got the promotion. Oh, layoffs. That's like the best outcome, right? That's the best corporations can offer. They hire you out of college. Maybe what? 1 in 20 of them offer some kind of tuition reimbursement if you get an advanced degree. And now still, you're not paid for your time. And by the way, you're not going to learn anything in an MBA. It's all bullshit. And then you get that job they promised you. That's what? 1 in 40. You guys want to go to college for 6 years for a 1 in 40 chance that you'd actually get the promotion. And then this assumes you're not laid off. That's the best outcome. Usually what happens, you go there. Oh, really? This is what we're doing, huh? This, of course, I guarantee you. No. Like I said, that's the best outcome. Usually what happens from 5 years old to 22, good grades, do good. Oh, extracurricular, that look good on a job. Well, that look good on a resume. Oh, wow, did you donate your time at this fuckwit leftist cause to help out the minority children of quadriplegia? It's a country, quadriplegia. You put that on your resume. Oh, you got honors. Oh, you got, summa cum laude. Oh, now you apply a billion fucking applications. You say, the worst. Tell me what's more likely. You get that job out of college, they pay for your MBA, and you're hired on to that new position with the higher pay. Or does this sound more familiar? Bust your ass off when you were 5. Do exactly what you were told. Bachelor's required, master's preferred. Out of the 200 resumes you send out, you hear back from 3. The HR lady fails to show up for 2, or they just don't confirm the schedule. You get 1 interview. They might have even promised you the job, right? A lot of times, like, you think, oh, that went great. They said they're going to call me back for a second interview. Nothing. You hear nothing. Send out another 200 resumes. Then you finally go through another interview process. What's your favorite color? You get there. You find out that you get the job offer. And then you find out there's bait and switch, or the job ain't exactly the way it used to be. There's always some kind of corporate fuckery. There's no training. There's not enough adequate resources or guidance even on anything. And then, we're reorganizing. When you know your title that has nothing to do with the job we inevitably gave you. Yeah, ad hoc analysis, 70%. Yep. Now we're reorganizing, and here you go. Here's your new job. Can I get a pay raise? No. Can I work remotely? No. Can I come in early, leave early, come in late, leave late so I can avoid rush hour? No. That's standard corp. Oh, and by the way, if you'd like a raise, you better go apply somewhere else and job hop. It's that even unto itself. The fact that no one sticks around with a corporate employer and that job hopping is now just expected, that shows you how even the pros, the W-2 pros who stay in corporate America, they job hop all the time. Constantly searching for not like the dream job. They just want a job that doesn't suck and fuck them over. That's what you can expect. That's fully what you can expect. The first thing I described, that's a 1 in 50 shot, man. That's exceptionally rare. Listen, a 2% chance of that happening. The rest of it is a constant fucking struggle. dealing with incompetent, lying, backstabbing, bait and switch, change the job description. Well, we had 30% ad hoc, meaning we get to have you do whatever you do. You got to work more. Now we're reorganizing. Oh, we laid you off. Oh, now we laid you off. Now we're going to lay you. Now we're outsourcing your job. Can you train your plane? No, well, yeah. Fuck you. I've said it before. Systems reach a point of impossibility. They become untenable. They're not sustainable. I forgot who it was. Things that cannot go on forever won't. They inevitably will stop. Right? Housing prices went up crazy during the housing bubble. They end up coming down. A lot of you are like, this can't go on forever with women and men not getting together. Largely women, not that interested in men, don't want to have families and all that. There's got to be an end to it. Yeah, it's called the lack of birthing rates. And then then the economy will collapse and won't have enough people. We'll get really up close and personal with reality. Be like, oh, is that how men and women work? Oh, we're wondering why that might have evolved that way over literally thousands of millennia. But we thought we knew better because some pissed off feminist bitches from the 1960s with their women's studies degrees said they knew better. Good theory would change the entire economy just to satisfy those miserable freaking quanta ha-has. Oh, the economy. Who knew that's how the economy works? It will end. And there will be an end to that unsustainable practice. What else? Boys are dropping out of college because college is not sustainable. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. And it's the same thing with corporate employment. You're not tenable. You're not feasible. And the only reason you corporals got the employees that you do who aren't as loyal, shock. Oh my God, the job hub. Oh my God. You know the reason they're lying flat is because it's not possible. You want me to go to school for how long? Get a master's degree to get an entry-level job that won't pay me a living wage? Corporation, go to come downtown, got to work in the, no, can't totally commute. So then naturally you're going to pay me enough money to afford adequate, safe, clean living quarters nearby. So I'm not like with a 30-minute one-way commute. No. Compensation is fair. Well, okay. The old classic, if they're not paying you a living wage, well, then why would you work for them? You can't live. And it's gotten so bad now. You corporations have gotten, it is, there was an experiment. What's funny, I even remember the young girl's name from the second grade. She took a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. This is 1982. And she just put a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the bag. And she was curious. She wanted to see what would happen to it over time if you didn't eat it. Well, it turned into this nasty, moldy thing. And we watched the peanut butter and jelly sandwich grow. And then she took it back. I think she brought it back like 6 months later. This is this ugly, horrific thing. It was like, it's a cool experiment. Like, yeah, that's pretty neat for the second grade. Well, I remember that. I don't remember anything else about what our worthless fucking teachers taught us. Oh, we're horrible people. That's right. We're horrible kids because we want to play outside. I remember that. It asks a question. If something goes undisturbed and uninterrupted and it's bad or malicious or, moldy, something generally considered bad. Like, that's what corporate America's been for, like, God, at least 50 fucking years. I wasn't around, but I got to imagine. It was already pretty bad to begin with, but no one's told you your shit stinks. You guys are in this echo chamber, and it's mold growing upon mold. And now 25 years later, when the last time I really, 13 years later, but ever since I had to actually go full corporal, you guys are delusional. Your expectations of employees is like the delusional expectation of American women for their husbands. Like, get the fuck out of here. No, it's not possible. And it's become so bad in such a hostile, impossible, untenable, worthless, toxic environment. No one, like I said, I'm surprised anyone is giving you guys the time of day. You are purely coasting off of your reputation. You're coasting on the fact that some people just don't want to be self-employed. But I'm telling you guys now, the future is 1099. Beforehand, I admitted, yeah, a lot of people don't want to become self-employed. I don't want to become self-employed. I don't think you got a choice. What are you going to do? Marry the fat, loud, feminist, overweight, $300,000 in student loan debt for a worthless, unemployable degree with 3 other men's children? You're going to marry that for a wife? Absolutely not. You go without a wife. Same thing with the job. Here, corporate America, outsourcing jobs, all that other shit. Not a Democrat, by the way. Who the fuck? Why would anyone want to work for you? You lie. Again, it is middle school, if left unchecked like that peanut butter sandwich, to grow and fester for what, 5, 6 decades? And now you're surprised people aren't going to college. You're surprised people aren't loyal and jumping ship. By the way, it's a mutated shit sandwich of middle school antics, no matter where you guys go. But I'm still impressed. I'm impressed with corporate America, how you guys think your dick needs to be sucked at that. Kiss the come on, you'd like to work here. Well, you still doing that? Send the dumbest, lowest IQ girl in HR to do the screening interviews. You're still doing that, huh? So you still requiring 5 years experience in a software that's only been out 3, masters preferred, that kind of shit. And you're surprised you get, and it, by the way, to all you young people, how long has that been going on? We got 5 years, we got 5 years, we got 5. Well, you got this master's requirement over here and you don't do any job training. Never question common sense to the young. Let me give you, when you sit and think about like, that doesn't stand up to common sense. You're right. It doesn't. They're wrong. I cannot tell you how common and regular it is for corporate leaders in corporate America and middle manager bosses to be wrong. We're like, why am I talking to the 24-year-old HR ditz about astrology sign and zoo animals? And I think it's high time, although it's happening anyway, that not only should you young people not be wasting your time with worthless college degrees or getting master's degrees, which make it impossible to work there. Not only should you walk out if you find out the job description is a lie, which you probably should. Not only should you get a micro FU fund, I really think, especially for younger people who have to make decisions, we all have to start migrating towards 1099 employment, whether you want it or not, because I guarantee you W-2 employment is way worse. It's way worse, right? I have it so much better. It doesn't even compare. Shit that I thought, I was wrong about, it doesn't even compare. Forget the money, right? Like I always pay myself as much as I can. Well, I'm self-employed. I'm going to pay myself as much. It's like, ooh, it's not in the budget. Ooh. I pay myself enough to live where I want. I mean, maybe not exactly where I want, but nice places. The biggest thing though, listen to me. I know you boomers out there. I know you psychopaths hate it. I don't have to answer to you ever again. You don't control me. I don't answer to you. I've looked you motherfuckers up. I do look up my old bosses. I look at their fucking shitty lives. It's great because they were wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. I never have to deal with the impossible situation of having my livelihood and income threatened by an incompetent, deceitful, unethical, oftentimes evil and criminal, lying boss telling me to do something that is not possible or is wrong. And that if the results, which are impossible to get, are not resulted, it's my fault. I never have to deal with that again. You hear that, you boomer cocksuckers? I never have to do that. I haven't done it in 13 years. That probably pisses you off that I've been enjoying my life and doing what I want for 13 years. And for all you younger people, that is probably the worst part of working for someone else. Aaron, they can't all be that unethical. Yes, they are. I've only had 2 ethical bosses. And you're right, I did work in banking. So there might be a selection bias there. But I really, really, that's the best part is you never have to suffer that again, because you may not think you're a great businessman, but neither are corporate leaders in America right now. And they haven't been. And when you start running your business, do you know how much easier it is? Like, well, that makes sense. And that makes sense. You just put it together and you do it. You're like, oh, it worked. Or maybe it didn't. You had to tinker it or something. There's not applications. You requisition forms. I don't like. How do I can't see you? Like, do you know how many times I just had a meeting about whether or not I could allow myself to work remotely? No, I just fucking do it. There's no asking permission. There's no waiting. You could do it immediately what you want, tailor your business how you want it to benefit your life. It's good. And it all depends. All right. Now I know one guy, I won't mention what he does, but he took on a business, a franchise business that I would never take on. Too many moving parts, not enough profit. We're not talking that type of entrepreneurship. And we're not necessarily talking like, we're not expecting you all to become Elon Musk either, right? Freaking factories and employees and all that. But a talented professional like a tax accountant or a dentist or web design or something like that. The trades, right? The trades are great. You can landscape, clean windows. We got a guy who was in the comments section. He cleaned windows, was making $100,000 a year. How did he make $100,000 a year? Because he didn't have a boss. He was able to do it how he wanted. He got the shit done. And when you factor in the commutes, the ridiculous education requirements, and the costs, refusing to pay you a living wage, refusing to pay you enough to live nearby, forcing you to commute, the psychopathic adult gray pube middle school antics of corporate America, complaints, people backstabbing you, incompetent coworkers, insecure bosses, bait and switch, lying, layoffs. When it's all said and done, guys, again, you younger people, especially you younger people, it is way easier, way wealthier, as long as you choose the right thing, and way more efficient being a 1099er than it is working W-2. As I've said before, you will always have to work. You're going to have to do some stints in W-2 employment. You will have to work for somebody. Unless you got a really cool dad. I got one dad who's training his daughter to be an accountant by 16. She may never have to work for anyone. She'll just work for herself, but she's a genius little kid. Well, she's tall now. She's taller than me. She's freakishly tall now that I think about it. Okay, she is a young kid who is freakishly tall because her dad is freakishly tall as well. But she's on her way to become an accountant. His son is on his way to become a handyman, because why would you go to college when you can make $50 an hour repairing things with a basic set of tools? It is not what makes logical sense. You would think, oh, working for the Target Corporation would be really reliable. Cargill. Like, oh, I'm sorry. You don't belong to the lineage to apply to the great and mighty Cargill. I'm sorry. You have not sucked the right penises to work at the great and mighty Cargill. No, man. You don't have time. You can, if you play your cards right, you could be making a living wage. No kidding, if you had the right dad and mom and you didn't waste your time in school and you just picked up some, let's say by the time you're 20, right? You go to trade school, you go tech school, you go work at the railroads. They'll take you at 18 and train you. You avoid this corporate fucking nightmare. And you just go out and do a job, generally self-employed or something in the trades or something that's hard. And you're not doing this MBA white collar bullshit. You guys could be making a living wage probably before you can drink. Let's put it that. That's a pretty good measure. That's a pretty good goal to have, right? But I don't care how logical it seems. Well, but I should get a college degree. I don't care what people tell you. I don't care how much common sense makes, or at least what they tell you is common sense. You got to get good grades, and you need to get a good degree. You need to go to good college. Well, and then, you really need a master's degree. You got an intern. Well, did you do the right Democrat socialist things in your extracurriculars? Did you burn a Tesla? Well, you really ought to think about that. Do you have the right flags on your social media profile? Okay, well, if we'll let you intern at $12 an hour, but we expect you to be here 40 hours a week, even though you're going to school full time. Well, you got to get your foot in the door. Fuck these people. Look, if you could leave middle school, would you? If you could leave middle, that's really that's the choice being presented to you. If you could leave middle school when you were 12 or 13, would you? Yes, nearly every single one of us would, except for the fucking psychopath kids who all whatever doing their popularity shit. I got the right thing. My dad bought me. And the teacher's just like, It's the same thing. Leave corporate America. Go home. Go work on your own shit. Be self-employed. Join the military. Do any fucking thing except become a W-2. Now I know, well, you probably do get a W-2 in the military, I guess. Get a skill, get a trade, get something. Start looking towards self-employment. Look at things landscaping. There was the guy who did the windows making 6 figures. I've had 2 clients now who both gave up their landscaping companies. They started when they were kids. They were making 50. One was making 40 something. The other was making over 50. All at 18. And then they gave it up. One went to college. The other guy did something else. I forgot what. What, you think that guy couldn't leverage it to make $150,000 by the time he was 23? And I know you may not want to do self-employment. I know. I like the security of going to school because I got good grades and it's regular, and I go to a place all the time and I do what I'm told, and they always give me A's when I do good. That ends with corporate America. It doesn't matter if you do good. They do not give you A's. They do not give you money. If anything, they give you more work, and they bitch and whine about your work being too good. Because, I don't like the shading of your charts. What do you mean the feds are investigating us? And that's above all else. Another one, it is not reliable. W-2 work is not reliable. They are always, there's this weird thing. They always want to fire you. They're always on your ass, some petty bullshit, some fucking crap, some contradictory, hypocritical order. It fucking drives me nuts. And at the end of the day, it's like, you don't want me to be here. You don't want to be here. And I don't want to be here. So fuck you. And you know whose fault that is? It's you corpo's fault. We can't find reliable employee. We can't find a run. That's because your deal is shit. It is absolutely not possible at all. And so for you young people, please really consider at least getting a plan B and dipping your toe into self-employment. Really consider your choice of what kind of career you want, and does it lend itself well to being self-employed? And then you can avoid the freaking nightmare we're all enduring right now, dealing with these freaking dickless cocksuckers. Let's go to the super chats. Femboy Fantasia, $2. My accountant just saved my 1099 bacon. Good for him. Adherent of Lady Columbia, $5. Working security, we're losing a guard every other week because of the crap management and the constant call in from guards to the point of exhaustion. Yep. Yep. Security guard. I remember the security guards aren't exactly the most reliable. But then again, what are they paying, right? You come in, somebody called in sick. I remember. It's a different story. J-Man, the dude, $2. Thoughts on an accounting MBA. Well, you get a master's in accountancy. You don't get an MBA, or maybe it's an MBA with an emphasis in accounting. I would get a master's in accountancy, and you're going to need one if you want to get your CPA, more or less in every state. It's not necessary, right? Just take enough course credits to qualify for sitting for the CPA. CPA is worth way more than an MBA, and you don't need a fancy MBA. Go to as cheap as possible a school to get the credits you need to sit for the CPA. Or if you want, take my course, The World's Greatest Accounting Career. If you got questions like that in your accounting career, take the World's Greatest Accounting Career course, goes through all that and more. Michael Robinson, $5. Good movie is to Over the Roads Trucking, No Rent. Good move is to over the roads trucking, no rent or utilities for 4 years, then have enough money banked to do anything. Yeah. Alex Patino, a truck driving Latino agent in the field, will vouch for that. Nightmare, $2. Advice on finding clients while socially archaic. No. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. I don't do this. I got autism or Asperger's. Well, then I guess you're not, if you legit have it, then it's very unlikely you'll be self-employed. If you're the typical kid who was lied to by his parents and teachers, like, oh, you're a little bit on the spectrum. No, knock that fucking shit off. Good. 2 things. Go to dance classes, learn to talk to girls, and then go into some kind of martial arts and get punched in the face. That's it. There you go. I'm not doing this. Well, I'm just not socially adept. Are there rules? No, the fact you think there are rules means you just haven't gone out enough. Iron Horse Reviews, $5. 10 years ago, Walmart Realty offered me a job. We had a business relationship then. Flattering, but I'll never go back to real work or live in Arkansas. Yeah. Now I get recruiters occasionally like, hey, there's a vice president of commercial lending open. And we're like, no. $500,000 signing bonus, non-refundable. I work from home. People do what the fuck I tell them. I mean, basically just make it a 1-person commercial underwriting department. Just me. On the entire commercial lending division. Okay? Just give me that's it. Fire everyone else. Give me their salary. Give me $500,000 hiring bonus. Don't ever question me and shut the fuck up and let me bring money in. That's it. There you go. Otherwise, no. You couldn't pay me enough to leave what I got now. There's no way. No fucking way. Link below for you young kids so you can kind of get ready for the real world and make it that you're not a slave to these corpos and W-2 employment. Bachelor Pad Economics. Get that. That'll teach you everything about personal financial management you need. There's a course called Achieving Financial Excellence. The less money you need, the less you need these corpos. The less time you have to spend as a W-2 slave. Oh no, the corpo. I'm sorry, corpos. Am I letting it out? Oh no, you won't have anyone to smite and masturbate to because you've confused them or laid them off or gave them countermanding orders. Like, oh, I'm such a good boomer boss. I'm such a good boomer boss. And then Zero World Problems. It doesn't give you step-by-step on getting to self-employment, but it gives you a bunch of economic goals and objectives you should be aiming for that are not cars, houses, things like that. For a young person, go get Zero World Problems. It's a shorter book. Out of everything I recommended to you, this is the shortest. And there's a list of economic goals and objectives you should want to try and aim to achieve. That's going to save you a shit ton of time and money. You probably actually will be able to afford a house. And you won't worry about corporate. There won't even be a thing. It will go away. And then you go to whatever, your 20-year high school reunion. I'm Assistant Reserve Regional Director of Dick Suck Inc. Oh, that's great. What do you do? Oh, I'm running an accounting shop. I live in Malaysia. Why? It's warm. Low taxes. Oh, you got a window view? No, I got a beach view of different beaches I travel. What do you? Oh, that's great, man. Yeah, your MBA, good for you. You don't have a car in MBA. Yeah, you're right. I don't. I just got a condo on the beach. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, Asshole Consulting. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.